stage isn't by chance. Long before our friends, relatives, partners, and parents had to listen to the endless anesthesia chatter, years before we were spending more evenings alone with men like Miller, Stolting, Morgan, and McHale than we were spending with all of you, and long before we were writing the anesthesia care plans, we were donning the crisp white scrubs of undergraduate nursing students. Those days, learning about bed baths, bedpans, blood pressures, and passing pills serves as the foundation for today. Becoming a nurse, you see, is the first step towards becoming a nurse anesthetist, and is indeed the most important quality of our profession. We are first and forever nurses. Just by show of hands, can I see how many nurses are in the room tonight? CRNAs, SRNAs, RNs, put your hands up, raise them, and everybody else look around at how many amazing, inspiring nurses are before us right now. Also, I think it's safe to say if there's any medical emergency tonight, we've got it. But it's you, it's the nurses who came before us who brought us here tonight. Your lessons and your voices are the ones that guided us from day to day in our professional lives. For me, it's the voice in my head of one of my greatest mentors, Sally Betts, a nurse from Ohio State, telling me, no matter what, always do the best thing for your patient. Or reminding me in all of her wisdom, when everything else fails, look at the patient. The lessons of our teachers, our mentors, our colleagues, and our teachers built the foundation to becoming successful critical care nurses. We not only excelled clinically, but we also had the curiosity and desire to keep reaching, and that's what brought us to Boston College. At BC, those lessons didn't cease, but they kept growing. During our first semesters in the didactic portion of the program, we were endlessly reminded, despite our successes as ICU nurses, we didn't know that much. Sue and Denise's lectures became the new mantras in our heads. Sue ever reminding us that anesthesia is not the Ronco rotisserie where you can just set it and forget it. Or that there is no recipe for an anesthesia case, but that anesthesia is patient-specific. Denise informing us that blue bloaters are, in fact, blue. They're blue. And patients with large beards might be hiding something important to us underneath there. So with those lessons in hand, as well as many, many more, we were off to do some anesthetizing. And if we thought the voices in our heads would end, we were wrong. Once at our clinical sites, we continued to grow so that we were doing things like trying Nelson Calley's Dilaudid technique, thinking of Greg Shee's reminder for when we were in a little bit of a bind that the science would set us free, using Barbara Ostendorf's antiemetic regimen. We were sharing things with each other like Judy Graham Garcia's heavy hand with a great fentanyl technique. And Rick Burns, who has an amazing proning method. We were asking each other, have you ever seen how great Sarah Brown O'Brien's patients wake up? Or Karen Stevens has the smoothest intubations. We appreciated the devotion of Patty Petros that she has for her patients and the really, really calm perspective of Kathy Price's experience. Our practices were evolving, but they weren't just our practices. They were all of yours. All of the CRNAs who took us under their wings and showed us the way were investing in the future of our specialty. From the foundation as ICU nurses, through students of Sue and Denise, to taking on the role of nurse anesthetist, the nurses who came before us are the reason that we're here today. Our successes are your successes. We are because you are. And so it's with great enthusiasm that I say, on behalf of all my class, thank you to all of the nurses in our lives who showed us the way, mentored and nurtured us, encouraged us to embrace our foundation as nurses while we advanced our practice as anesthetists. Your lessons won't soon be forgotten, and your voices are always in our head, guiding us towards the very best care of our patients. We now enter into our practice humbled by and forever grateful for what brought us here tonight, and we carry on with an attitude of gratitude. To everyone, again, thank you so much for being here, and thanks for being a part of our success. So now, let's party.